What's up, y'all? Welcome to Correct Wing Weekly, episode 9. Holy shnikes. My goodness, everyone. We did about 25 episodes or so of this side of the internet, and now it's Correct Wing Weekly for number 9. It's hot up here, guys. I'm freaking out, man. Welcome. I keep trying to adjust the AC, and I go to 5 bars, and I realizing it's 5 bars. Fantastic. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the program. Feeling good out here. How are you doing? Got a phantasmic one happening in a second. Covering immigration. We're covering Trump's America. Politics. Current events. All those good things. And Los Federales. I want to start the word with different 3 letters that start with F. But it's neither here nor there because I'm not on my channel right now. I am on Big Daddy Frank's channel, my digital pimp daddy. Hope you are well. Maybe Frank will slide through today. He might slide through to make some, drop some thumbnails, drop some links, things like that. How are you guys doing? I'm well. Steven is my name. Follow me on Twitter at Ignoramus. You can see my my @ down in the ticker. Is that what that's called? I stream every day, 11 a.m. Eastern time on, what's the name of the channel? Ignoramus Media. Ate a lot of sausage before this. So I don't know, maybe my indigestion is popping up. My skin's kind of tingling, did some push-ups. Hope you are well. I got a great one planned out for you. I already kind of did the intro, but yeah, we're talking about the Martha's Vineyard thing. We're talking about some general politics, got some funny clips as always. I might need to shut the door to my studio because it's hot in here. Is it hot where you are at? Dox yourself in the chat right now. Put your full name, full address, and social security number in the chat right now. Your king commands it. Hello, everybody over there in the live chat. You got Gary over there. Katie Zed, Hervey, Mayor, Life to the Max, Diane. Hello, Timothy in the building. Subbing for Frank. Well, I mean, I'm here at this time every week. I was here at 6 last week. It was kind of cool, but that's not going to be the normal time. Salty Cracker comes on at 7:30. And I do like that, but sometimes I have things to do on on Wednesday evening. So we're going to keep it at 5 to 6:30. Probably going to be a little bit of shorter one today. Going to be sliding out of here at 6:15 Eastern time. I do have to be somewhere by 6:15. So I say we just get into it. We're going to cover immigration first, and then we got the feds, and then we got general politics after that. So hit the like button, hit the share button. Replays go solely over to the Last American Pubcast. So make sure you follow over there. I'll be linking some things. Sorry, Frank will be linking some things throughout the show today. I'm feeling grandiose. I'm going to a Christian. You guys know Crowder, the Christian contemporary singer. Looking forward to this concert. Haven't been to a concert in a long time. I'm a live streamer, a professional musician, all those good things. Most of you seen me here before, but we still got some people saying, oh, where is Frank? Where is Frank? And you know what? I'm tired of pretending that I'm discount Frank or bargain bin Frank. I am new and improved Frank. I'm better than Frank. I'm better than him. I'm more worthy than him. I'm more deserving of him. And because of that, I have him locked in my basement. Okay? I have to set a good example. Last time, when was I making like immigrant jokes about Frank? Frank is locked in my basement and is awaiting deportation because that's what I do with these illegals, folks. Hello, everybody. Colorado in the building. Missouri, what's up? Joe Biden, putting Joe Biden's address in the chat. People don't like me, says Life to the Max. I don't believe that. All right, let's get into some immigration first. Obviously, an international issue, even given that immigration is from nation to nation. But, I mean, it's crazy in Europe. Europe's crazy. America's crazy. We're doing the Martha's Vineyard thing in the house. I'm the best Frank money can buy. That's exactly right. Venezuela's government is purposefully freeing violent inmates who are making their way to the U.S.-Mexico border. If you're not on completely seal the border train, I don't know what to say about you at this point. Look, I was opposed to the Martha's Vineyard. Well, I was opposed to the general shipping of illegals to liberal cities in the beginning. The more it goes on, the funnier it gets, and especially when they ship them to Martha's Vineyard and the liberal elites get rid of them themselves after a couple days. It's extremely funny. It's not that I don't support it. It's that we should just seal the border. We need strong, skronk political will at this point, guys. So, but the Martha's Vineyard thing, look, it won me over. I was bashing it last week. They should send all of them. Without them sending all of them, it's not that funny. It would be the comedy show of the year, them sending every single illegal immigrant. But what Ron DeSantis should do is say that we're going to go into communities that have illegal immigrants and we're going to find them and we're going to deport them. Nothing short of that is really going to solve the problem. Close the border, deport every illegal, and then we need to also have a moratorium on legal immigration. The big red pill is legal immigration. Why do we need legal immigration? Look, they take jobs, cool, that Americans won't do. How about we make them? Not like through force necessarily, but people need money, people need to live. Let's have Americans do the jobs. They mostly vote Democrat. What's the argument for having more legal immigration? It was one of the worst things that Trump ever said in that State of the Union where he says, we want more legal immigration than ever. No, we should have zero immigration. We should deport every single illegal, and we should, I think, have no legal immigration either. None, 0, 30, 40 years. There can be a proper amount once we figure out what's going on. I think that's a Trump quote. That was about the Muslim ban. Until we figure out what's going on. Until we figure out what's going on. That's what I'm saying. It was cool seeing them freak out. I'm anti-left. I'm pro-liberal tiers, but it's not enough. 50, 100. I did the math on my show the other day. If we were to send 100 every day for a month, it would not even scratch the surface. It would be funny, though. I'm pro-comedy. I'm pro-comedy. Let's Be Frank in the chat. What's up? Give some 07s there in the chat for Let's Be Frank. Oh, I lost you because of something personal in your life. I'm so sorry. Okay? I have friends that are foreign. I have family that's foreign. It's about the health of our nation. It's like, okay, it's like, yeah, you know, our country's dying, person makes it about them. It's like, okay, so whatever. You can just disagree with my position, but look, we just got to deport. Is your wife illegal? Why is she here? She's obviously not. You're an American, and she's here now. I'm talking about a moratorium. I'm not talking about deporting legals, although some should be if they hate the country. But a moratorium means no more can come, you know? But it's like when people make it the personal thing, it's like, whatever. That's not even an argument for these big scale, big brain stuff that we're talking about. So 9. Not here yet. I don't know what to say, man. I don't back it. America for Americans. Why don't you move? Martha's Vineyard people have been traumatized. Good. I love it. Yeah. If you're married to her, she's an American, right? She's not here yet. So how are you married? What did you do, a mail order? Indentured servants for Americans? No, that's going to... I'm going to indentured servitude Americans. Ones that don't deserve to be in my presence other than groveling. 9. I say 9. What do you think about Rocky Mountain High? What do you think about her wife? No, you get the boot too. And you get it for advocating for her. You get deported too. I'm just kidding. It's just jokes. It's just jokes, okay? Just jokes. Anyway, Venezuelans, I'm just really fucking around. Excuse me, messing around. Excuse me. Venezuela's government is sorry about the language. Freeing violent inmates who are then making their way to. This looks like one of these salutes that they've been talking about. This looks like one of those salutes that the libs keep talking about. Venezuela empties prisons. Yeah, many such cases. It's Honduras. It's Panama. It's so many countries, dude. Many of them are. Didn't I read that most of the ones in Martha's Vineyard are Venezuelan as well? So anyway, look at this salute. Look at this terrible left-wing Nazi salute that they're doing over here. Anyway. So yeah, so many such cases. Sweden, 4 and 5 refugees have vacationed in the country. They've vacationed. I thought vacationed was going to be in quotes. Yeah, vacationed. You mean sent money back to and pseudo lived there. Pseudo lived there. They have to be naturalized. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, man. I want a full immigration moratorium until we can figure out what's going on. That's 20 to 30 years. And that affects you personally. There's many positions that I have that would not affect me personally in like a material way. I mean, I'm not saying the wife is a material thing, but so as far as comfort, as far as love, as far as money, all kinds of things. But I care about my nation, and I think it's everybody. We need to have a full immigration moratorium. I mean, the fact that we have to say full, both illegal and legal, is not good. You know, illegal means illegal. Where'd my music go? I don't feel right without my music. I know you guys can like barely hear it, but I enjoy it. What's going on? There we go. I need a little bit of Latino spice music in the background. It should be 0, man. It should be 0 immigration for a long time. It got this way because of porous borders and this idea that everyone can be an American. You ever notice that there's like 4 countries in the world? There's really only like it's like France, Germany, UK, America, and everyone can be one. 9. No. That's how to destroy a nation. Sweden, Northern Europe, no. Not everyone can be an American. No. I don't know. I'm not in charge of who can be an American, but I'm certainly in charge of who cannot. It's literally my job in government. 0. And then we should probably deport people that are Americans, but like not even foreigners. I mean, just like in your words, commies. Immigrants scheduled to arrive to your house.
No, don't.
Yeah, when immigrants are scheduled to arrive at my house.
No, don't.
True international under pressure. I'm fired up today. I did a 2-hour live stream earlier. Feeling good. My skin is like tingling. Is it from the heat? Is it from the coffee? Is it from the push-ups? DeSantis, of course, you guys, this is kind of old news at this point. DeSantis sent 50 migrants to Martha's Vineyard by plane as an anti-liberal stunt, and the locals pulled together to help them for, it was 44 hours, right? 44 hours. That's just amazing. I'm not big on the liberal hypocrisy thing. It's just like a played out joke, but this is funny. I'm sorry, guys. I got to close this door. It's hot in this room. Woo. I'm fired up. I'm fired up today, guys. I love Correct Wing Weekly. It's one of the highlights of my week. Yeah, there's that clip of that lady. Like, we can't use them. We don't want them. We just don't have the facilities. Let's see. Skipping around here. EU looked at importing 70 million Africans by 2035, says German MEP Gunnar Beck, denouncing disastrous new migration pact. It's both. It's the global south moving to the global north. That's really what it is. Someone called this the fourth demographic displacement or something like that. It's in some book from 10 years ago or something like that. It's just true. It's Europe. It's here. It's a disaster. This is what I'm saying to anyone talking about this individual level stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, this is why I'm also like not a snitch. You know, the person earlier, it affects your wife. Say she's completely illegal. I wouldn't like snitch on them. I wouldn't be like trying to find the individuals. There's people in charge that it's their job to go after the groups of people that are violating. It's big picture, big brain stuff. And I wish you all the best. I wish everyone all the best. Everyone in the world I love exactly equally, including myself. That's like Hallmark card culture. It's like everybody love everybody. I wish everybody in the world the most pleasant day ever, even better than mine. No, this is policy. This is the rule. I'm in the business of rules, not in the business of exceptions. The exception, whatever, dude, I'm a live streamer. But when you're talking about policy, you cannot just have this be the policy. So you lost me. You lost me because of my life. My life, my wife. It's like, okay, dude, all right, fine. You're just missing the point. The rule is let everyone in and everyone can be an American all the time. No, that cannot be the rule. Not everyone can be a European. I would say the same thing if everyone was trying to move to Africa. Guess what? They're not. They're trying to move to our country. They're trying to move to European countries, and they're trying to make it unrecognizable. No. The rule should be 0. And if there's some exceptions because of, Rocky Mountain's wife, it's fine. Look at me. I'm European now. Exactly. So no, this is just insane, man. It says, we have no southern border. Texas farmer living near border shows footage of illegal migrants crossing onto property and breaking into homes. He claims this happens almost daily. But one of them is someone's wife. One of them is someone's. They're all someone's kids. Seal the border. Out. Nine craft.
Okay.
0.
My house where I live with my children in this house right here. Okay. There's your freaking border wall. Okay. I posted some videos yesterday. I offended some of y'all. I'm going to post some security camera footage. 8 individuals.
There's another point about Martha's Vineyard. There's too many to send to Martha's Vineyard. That's why I'm in it for the lulls. I'm in the Martha's Vineyard game, the send them to Chicago game, send them to Kamala's doorstep game for the lulls. There's not enough. I mean, now, if there was the will to send all of them, I would be laughing even more. But there's too many. There's 5 million since Joe Biden took office. 5 million apprehensions and probably 2 to 3 plus million more that were not apprehended. Okay, the scale and scope is beyond platitudes. It's beyond cliches. It's beyond owning the libs. There was more than 30 million when Trump took office. This isn't about your own the libs thought experiment or headline reel. And it's like now everyone's talking about immigration.
Well,
cool, great. We were talking. The hard right was talking about it in the 90s.
Running. Okay, running.
No. I'm not saying no, like don't send them. I'm saying we need the will to seal the border, deport every illegal, call a spade, and have a complete moratorium on legal immigration. That, to me, is the only acceptable position.
The wall ran right through here. Tried going in my door, but my door was locked. So what did they do? They ran right inside my grandpa's house. Okay, 4 of them made it inside and barricaded themselves inside my 95-year-old grandpa's house. Okay, all males, all carrying.
Mystique says the immigrants, they will immigrate wherever they want, whoever they want, wherever they want. No one can stop them, whoever they are. If we get regime change and there's the political will to do it, we can stop them.
Tell me.
We can crowdfund a private force to build the wall and man that post. There's just not the will to do it.
That it's okay?
The collective will.
Come on, man. If they sit here and ask for water.
All right.
It needs political collective will.
This guy, hooded guy, and hooded guy. All 3 of those guys run.
It's just we're so weak, dude. We're so weak, and the older you are, the more you've been trained to think of this as bad or unempathetic or racist or cruel or whatever. You see the language all the time. We need to nut up, shut up, and be in solidarity that it needs to be a policy of none. 0. There's a boy nearly drowning in the Rio Grande. Rio Grande? It's grand, right? Grand. I speak American up in here. Well, I will say that, Mystique, this is not my channel, but I will say that is an issue we need to speak about as well. And I stream about it 11 a.m. every weekday. There's certain things that are not, there's certain things we can't talk about all the time on this channel, but that thing that you just said is a very important piece of this entire thing. It's just heinous, dude. Unempathetic. This is cruel. What they're doing is cruel.
Just notice your placard saying refugees
Open Borders advocates when asked whether they're willing to house a refugee.
Just wondering if you'd like to go down on a list saying you're willing to take the refugees into your home.
Of course not. Only problem is I rent.
You rent?
Yeah.
Maybe an issue.
I'm telling you, Mystique, if you think you can't talk about this at all, you're wrong. You can talk about it. Watch my show 11 a.m. Eastern time every weekday. There's ways around it.
Yeah, because they've got,
you're fine,
They've
Mystique.
put 9 bedrooms in a 4-bedroom house.
Be a fan of my show.
We're pretty much
So, since you actually adopt a refugee and take them into your home?
Well, if I had any space, I would.
If you had
but
any
yeah,
space.
it wouldn't be
Right.
a nice place to bring them because
Yeah.
it's a bit overcrowded.
Right.
But yes, if I had the space,
There's people out there that can and do talk about these things. They're all vastly canceled and banned from social media, but you can still talk about it. They're creating their own platforms. There's Odyssey. There's Cozy.tv. We can do it.
Thank you very much for that, love. Pop one into your home.
I live in a rental place, so I can't.
Rental?
Yeah.
You can't do it.
A rento.
It's someone else's job.
Yeah.
no,
Someone
I'm
else's
sorry,
job.
I can't.
You can't take one.
I don't have
don't-
a
Yeah.
don't have the space.
Now we're talking. Ian says a Texas governor and other border state governors could deputize volunteers to form a human wall armed with what they're armed with. I'm saying, yes, you could crowdfund it. You could literally make a human wall
You can have a
sanctioned.
refugee stay at your house.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You go on the list.
I don't mind. Yeah, 100%. Give me the thing. Oh wait, I can't. 'Cause
Oh,
my
is it?
house is only a little small. And
Amazing.
English,
Would
isn't
you be
it?
willing
Speak American, innit?
to have a refugee in your home?
Yes, if I had room.
If you had room, it's funny that. To adopt a refugee?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Any reason in
No.
particular?
I don't. What sort of refugee are you talking about?
Excuse me, would you be willing to adopt a refugee into your home?
No.
No.
Sorry, I can't.
Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
No, thank you.
No? Adopt a refugee?
I would be willing, yeah, if I had the space.
If
yeah.
you had the space.
Yeah.
So where should we put them then?
Where should we put them?
Yeah.
Oh, haven't even thought about the next step. I'm out. This is the liberal mind right here. I'm out here with my fist in the air with symbols, saying cliches. Haven't thought about a question past your
There's plenty of people who have thought it.
Who are you, mate?
My name's Jim. Who are you?
My name's Alistair. I'm already adopted a refugee, thanks.
What does racism mean to you?
It means not equality for those who don't belong here.
For those that don't belong.
Liberals are they haven't even thought about it, man. I have, though. It says great replacement update. Almost 14% of U.S. population, 45.3 million, is foreign born. The Census Bureau American Community Survey released yesterday shows 45.3 million foreign-born residents, 1.8 million larger than in 2020. It's happening, it's right now, and you have to not care about what they say. That's another essential piece to respond to some of the things that are being said in the chat. It's an essential piece. Do not care. Do not cast pearls before swine. Do not care about what your enemy that wants to erase you has to say about you. They don't share your value system. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in nations. They don't believe in morals. So why would you care? You should wear it as a badge of honor to be despised by them. This is something that really changed for me after I was arrested by the FBI February last year, and after I learned who my friends, who my enemies were, all these good things. Why you should like it if they call you a racist. You should like it if they call you a white supremacist, an anti-Semite. It doesn't make you one, but it makes them not able to define those things. These are simply just slurs, man. They're just slurs. This is happening. It's on right now. It's been happening over the last 40 to 50 years. And they call Ron DeSantis, who is not a centrist. He's right-wing, but he's not far-right. They call him a Nazi. They call him a fascist. Just be comfortable with it. It's happening right now in front of your eyes. They call Tucker Carlson, who's just a nationalist. He's just a civic nationalist. I've spoke about our immigration laws. Our immigration laws are terrible. Our immigration laws need to be a full moratorium on all immigration for 20 to 40 years, at least 2 generations. No, we're not supposed to. No, what we're supposed to do is learn our own language and use it against them. They use their own language against, and we need to mock them. We need to mock them, and also we need to be ride or die Donald Trump MAGA in 2024. I've talked about this on air many, many times. DeSantis ain't the guy in 2024. A few questions for questioning the morality of Martha's Vineyard stunt. Yeah, they're bringing up abortion. Yeah, be pro-life no matter what. Yeah, for sure. I don't mean to trivialize it, but it's, they're going to make it about cruelty. Just seal the border, man, and stop playing by their rules. There's a tweet from NBC News, pretty funny. They compared the illegals to trash, not us, not Ron DeSantis. Governor DeSantis is sending asylum seekers to Martha's Vineyard is like me, and in quotes, like me taking my trash out and just driving to different areas where I live and just throwing my trash there. Not my words, their words. Ride or die, MAGA. Ride or die. I'm on the Trump train no matter what. I learned my lesson. 2016, I was like a centrist libertarian. 2012, I voted for Obama. Don't blame me too much. I was living in D.C., had not looked into politics. All my friends were liberals. I was a degenerate professional musician, and what we are liberals. 2012, Obama. 2016, Gary Johnson, centrist libertarian. I did not understand how dire everything was. I got red-pilled probably in 2018 for the first time. 2019 became a Christian. 2020 was on the street for the George Floyd riots. Got red-pilled on basically race and crime. 2021 got arrested after attending January 6th and live streaming from there. It's 2022 now. I'm not making the same mistake again. The establishment is not where it's at. Donald Trump is not the establishment. Governor DeSantis, he's great in Florida. He's the best governor, but he's part of the establishment. Trump train. Ride or die MAGA. It's got to be now. It's got to be Trump. It's got to be now. It's not going to change anything. Exactly. That's why I'm in it for the keks. I'm in it for the lulls. Okay, the Martha's Vineyard, at least they're in Massachusetts, and I'm not. Hate to be selfish, but again, I'll say it as many times as we need. The answer is big picture. It's a full immigration moratorium and to deport every single illegal immigrant, find and deport every single illegal immigrant, and then seal the border to any immigrants for several generations. Other than that, it's just noise. We can laugh at noise. I like laughing at noise. I'm making noise right now. No. Big picture, big brain stuff, yo. Be a Christian nationalist. It's time for that. NBC's News gutted after deleting tweet with quote comparing Martha's Vineyard migrants to trash. It's just noise, dude. It's just slop. Just chum for the, rotted apples for the unwashed masses below my feet, Kicked off the island by inclusive, intolerant, rich white liberals. You guys feel me, right? You guys get where I'm coming from. It was 44 hours, right? It's insane, man. They're so empathetic. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola. Hola. Yeah, DACA was a big one too. Deferred action for illegal immigrants. No, man. Yeah, when I had an argument with my ex's dad 4 years ago or something like that, and I was talking about DACA, and I was still on this the system works stuff at the time, and he was talking about DACA is a great thing, and these people, they've been here since they were young, they should stay here. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And he was like, what's wrong with DACA? I was like, it's an executive order. No. Violating the system is not what's wrong about it. It's destroying a nation is what's wrong about it. Okay? We need executive orders that help our nation. I don't believe in this system, dude. Our system is not about right and wrong. Actions are right and wrong. Things and ideas are right and wrong. Okay? Now, the system and executive orders are a violation of the system. I mean, that's just being a king. Okay, I'm not opposed to having a king. I'm not an anti-monarchist. But decisions can be right or wrong on whatever level they're carried out at. There's the right thing for you to do in front of your face, and that exists at every institutional level. DACA was wrong. If there was an executive action done by Trump that was the build the wall action, that's not a bad executive order. It's good. It's not bad because it's an executive order, but it's good because it helps our nation, if that makes sense. So I've just gotten so into the morals in the last 3 or 4 years. It's about morals. DACA is immoral because they are not part of this nation, and you're trying to destroy this nation. It's not because it's an executive order. I cringe about that conversation 5 years into the future. Like, I remember having that conversation, and I was like, because it's an executive order. Because it violates the Constitution. Violations of the Constitution are not inherently morally wrong. And the Constitution is not inherently morally right. It has nothing to do with morals. Out. Hispanic Texans may now be the state's largest demographic group, new census data shows. For years, the state's Hispanic population has grown significantly faster than the white population, and the new census data is the first to reflect Texas passing a milestone in its cultural and political evolution. Yeah, I wasn't around for that, but I know the story well. Dallas says, I remember when Ronald Reagan gave amnesty to 20 million and said it would never happen again, and it's not true. Exactly. Exactly. The slippery slope is just not even a fallacy anymore. It is a fallacy in your like standard list of fallacies. It's not even a fallacy anymore, man. It's just the slippery slope. National Guard. Okay, so the National Guard had to deal with 50 migrants the other morning and over 500 illegal aliens across the border in Eagles Pass, Texas. Okay? This is a headline for people that think this is doing something. What it's doing is making me laugh. Again, what it's doing is making me loll at liberal tears. But don't get it twisted. It is not doing something. CNN and MSNBC covering immigration more is not the outcome. It's not owning the libs. They're going to move on to the next thing they already have. No. Well, yes, as in do it and make me laugh. Okay? But the argument, there's like, now the national conversation's on immigration again. Okay, they'll just move on. Some with Russia happened last night. Trump is getting sued today. They're on to the next already. This whole, now the media is covering it. No, we need to replace the media too. If I could have my way, I would want every single mainstream media, especially on the left, even Fox News, if I were enacted dictator over like propaganda department over the nation, I would fire every person in the media other than Tucker Carlson. Every single one of them. And I would replace them with me and my boys. So CNN needs to close its doors. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, covering the border crisis. It's on to the next already. No. Delete your account and replace it with far-right Christian nationalist radicals like me, and we will show you some propaganda, man. But other than that, that argument is butt. That argument of but they're covering it now. It brought the convert. It's like, okay, they are, but what does that do? If it gets people red pilled to the point where they're advocating for absolute change, great. I don't think it's gonna hit critical mass. Me and my boys in charge of the propaganda department, and Brian Stelter can be my ottoman. Let me put my feet under him while he should be like squeezing grapes. Well, no, but he would have to do it with his feet. You ever think about that? He goes to boop, 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 doo, doo, doo. Brian Stelter, we glue some horns on him. You know, he's inside of the big vat with the grapes in it. Don Lemon doing the same thing. He's the satyr. You know? No. Jail. Okay, I'm even going harder. Jail. Just jail for all of them. Delete their account. Put me in charge. I'll show them some propaganda. Well, the White House can't answer. Oh, this is another problem. Just asking questions. Just asking questions. Dallas says the media is the enemy of the people. That's where we're at. True. That's why we have to be the media. We have to recognize that the media is not going anywhere. There's always going to be media. I need to be the media. Dictator, tyrant of media. Stephen Ignoramus at Ignoramus on Twitter. Ignoramus_media on Instagram. My show should be the only news show. He does look cushy. That's a good point. Yeah, you make him be your pillow. He could be snuggalicious. He just has to bathe. Brian Stelter, you could be my cushion. You have to bathe, though. Watch as town fire chief explain just how tragically bad things are at the border.
This is one of the common areas where we come to do body recoveries. It's the river's low, so the people drown upriver, float down, and end up in this low-lying areas, either on the Mexican side or on the American side. Two weeks ago, we had 4 people that drowned in one day. Now, the next day we had another drowning. The very next day we had another drowning. So right there, you know, you're looking at 6 people that drowned. So that would overwhelm a facility or a morgue. This is what's causing all this burden on the mortuaries. So there's so many bodies being recovered that the morticians are asking for assistance, and we've actually loaned them a refrigerated truck to store all of those
I'm saying, what is the point of this stuff, though?
bodies.
It's all like downstream. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to make you sad. It is sad. It's terrible. But without the will without stopping the bleeding, what is even the point? Might as well just laugh together. All right. So that's immigration. I always enjoy popping off about that. Got about half an hour left. This came out a couple times. There's this new, what's it called? There's this new, it's like the leftist version of of Project Veritas. So if you look at the name of the video, it's Deep State Trump's America, Martha's Vineyard. So we did the Martha's Vineyard, okay? But the Deep State, this is another part of it. Having a holistic worldview and a vision of what all this is. The Deep State, it's just such a problem. It's totally that. I prefer the term regime because a lot of it's not even that deep. It's just right there in front of your face. So it says, Representative Andrew Clyde caught on undercover video. You wait until we take the House back. You watch what happens to the FBI. It's the same thing with Ted Cruz from 2 weeks ago, where he caught on tape, viral undercover video. You know, he wants to abolish the FBI. It's like, based. Everyone's like, based. Is this supposed to make him look bad? This is excellent. This is excellent stuff. Keep doing our job for us, leftist media. And can I be your sound guy, please? Jeez, man. Liberals are just incompetent, man. You can't even, okay, sorry. For these political prisoners, I can't do. He's praising Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think we got to defund the FBI. That's the thing. I'm not going to play it. The audio's horrible, man. I care about my audience. I care about you deeply. I care about you guys deeply. I care about your ears. I care about the health of your ears. There was these social media hearings, Facebook, Twitter hearings on Capitol Hill. Josh Hawley got a Facebook executive to admit they censor constitutionally protected speech at the behest of the White House, and nobody cares. I would argue you don't care, not the B. I would say you don't care, right-wing, conservative media or whatever.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Cox, I know that Facebook has said in the past that it's their position as a private company, you're not subject to the First Amendment. I assume that hasn't changed. Is that right?
That's correct, Senator.
But the United States government is subject to the First Amendment. I think we can probably all agree on. Hopefully we can. Hopefully that's still true in this country. Is it appropriate for Facebook to work with the United States government to avoid the First Amendment, help the U.S. government avoid the First Amendment?
Senator, we do think it is sometimes appropriate to be in contact with government and with government organizations.
To help them avoid the First Amendment?
Senator, I'm not sure what what specifically you're referring to.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it's appropriate to work with the United States government to target private individual speech that is constitutionally protected?
Senator, I'm not aware of that.
Well, let me educate you. On July 16th, 2021, an employee at Facebook wrote to the Department of Health and Human Services saying, and I quote, "I know our teams met today to better understand the scope of what the White House expects from us on misinformation going forward." On July 23rd, 2021, a Facebook employee thanked HHS, quote, "for taking the time to meet earlier today and wanted to make sure you saw the steps we just took this past week to adjust policies and what we are removing with respect to misinformation. This included," and I'm still quoting, "increasing the strength of our demotions for COVID and vaccine-related content." On April 7th, 2021, a Facebook employee thanked the CDC for responding to misinformation queries, and I quote, "We'll get moving now to be able to remove all but that one claim as soon as the announcement and authorization happens." On July 28th of this year, a Facebook employee reached out to CDC about, quote, "doing a monthly misinfo debunking meeting." The CD responded, "Yes, we would love to do that." I'm sure they would. On July 20th, 2021, Clark Humphrey at the White House, who's digital director of the COVID-19 response team, emailed Dave Sumner at your company, among others, asking any way we can get this pulled down and cited a specific Instagram account. Within 46 seconds, your company responded and said, "Yep, on it." That sounds like what in the law we call a pattern and practice of meeting, coordinating, and colluding with the United States government to target particular speech that no one in any of these emails alleges is incitement, which would not be constitutionally protected. No one in any of these emails alleges it directly encourages violence, which would not be constitutionally protected.
It's one of the reasons I don't like, this. Nothing ever gets done. It's not even about the result. Again, I've talked about this many, many times on my show before. If there was a result, I would back off a little bit. If there was a good result, I would back off a little bit. But it's really the communication pattern. Built into the rule of the communication pattern of these hearings, I used to just think that these hearings would be okay if something would just get done. What I've concluded in the last couple of years is that nothing can ever get done if you keep communicating like this. This, when I became way more straightforward, is when I became way less like devil's advocate, way less just asking questions. It's not set up for anything to ever get done. Always kicks the ball down the court. This is why it's not Democrat or Republican or even, I do think it's right versus left, but my definition of right wing is way different than most people's, and my definition of left wing is way different than most people's. It's about right and wrong, and it's about truth and lie, and it's about good and evil. And 90 to 95% of the entire system is pure evil. And 10 to 5% of the entire system is decent enough to get something done. But it's about this, just asking questions. This seems to me like, potentially, maybe, perhaps, no. This time for, calling it anything other than a spade is just, I'm done with it, dude. It doesn't get, I keep wanting to say, because it's true
Senator
that nothing ever
Senator,
gets
I do
done.
believe it's appropriate for companies like ours to be in consultation with public health organizations.
And then they get to just say it, and then everyone claps. The left just claps. The right wing just gets outraged. They point out hypocrisy, and they're 5 years behind all the time.
And you can confirm that things like taking down a private Instagram account and adjusting your policies at the behest of the White House and putting into place misinformation.
Yeah, okay, so a number and Alexander say both that they're all in it together. Yes, but they don't have to be. My point is, yes, they are all in it together, but they don't have to be. We don't have to be.
Policies at the behest.
I don't think it's in politics in general. Maybe American politics, maybe the politics of the last 200, 300 years, but it's not built into it because I believe what the Bible says about government. Its job is to serve God, reward good, and punish evil. That means there's a time in history that it can be possible if we all just behave like Christians.
Of CDC, that those things you think are appropriate. This was company
They are all in it together,
policy to do so. Is that fair to say?
Senator, I'm not familiar with the Instagram account specifically that you're referencing, but we do know that people expected and hoped from the platforms that we would help them get accurate.
And everyone's gay too. Everyone's got this lisp, dude.
During the
because like
unprecedented
my name's Chris Cox.
time, especially at the beginning.
Well, isn't there a difference between you as a platform putting forward information?
Yeah, then this platform private company thing just missed me with all of this, man. No. Whistleblowers, Breitbart over here. Whistleblower alleges FBI scheme to distort January 6th cases into nationwide domestic violent extremism, epidemic. Yeah, dude. It's like nothing ever happens because it's in the way we act, it's in the way we behave, it's in the way we communicate. It's built into the cake, yes, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, man. We just have to be as straight up as your most extreme live streamer. I'm not even saying me, but like I think I already popped off on this earlier, but in a very important part of this is the ability to not care about the names they call you. Josh Hawley cares about that, man. Josh Hawley cares about being called a racist. He cares about being called a transphobe. We saw it a couple weeks ago when he was like, "Oh, just asking questions." Are you saying he punts it? He punts it to this complete subverter, social scientist liberal when you should be going on the attack. There's certain things I can't even go on the attack about on this show right here, and I don't even know what they are. Just to be fair to like Frank or whatever, Frank and I have had very little communication about what I can and can't say. Okay, I don't really watch that many of Frank's solo videos. I'm on Frank's prayer streams. Frank speaks the truth, yo. So what I try to do on the show is operate under an abundance of caution. I'm not like when I say and I've said it 3 or 4 times that there's things I can and cannot say. That's not really specific. Like Frank and I have not really talked that much about it. He says he trusts me, I trust him. And I use my best judgment because I care about him, I care about his channel, I care about his family. We're very, very good friends. So Frank may talk about these things on his channel, and I just don't even know about it. But there's certain things that are real and certain things that are fake. I'll just say that the thing I'm referencing right now about Josh Hawley was regarding something to do with the LGBTQ thing. A person that had stones about them, especially in politics, should just say certain things just don't even exist. Certain things just don't even exist. Certain things are just pure delusion, and let it be that, and let them be hated, So we have to be fine with being hated by wicked people, man. It's fun for me now at this point. It's been a couple years. Feels good. Yeah. You guys see this one? FBI whistleblowers say agents are being pulled from child sex abuse cases to investigate domestic violent extremism. Yeah, by the latter, they mean us. Domestic violent extremism means us. Means Christian, conservative, white, Republican, right-wingers, whatever the word is. I mean, this guy just got killed, man. Do you see this? North Dakota man kills teen with vehicle. This dude got bailed out today, man. You see this? I don't have the tab in front of me. I just pulled it a second ago. Maybe I can find it. North Dakota man kills teen with vehicle after political dispute. Claims that victim was Republican extremist. The exact same thing that Joe Biden called us a month ago. Here it is. Check this out. Breaking report, Shannon Brandt, 41 years old, released on bond after killing 18-year-old Kayla Ellingson over the teen's conservative political views. How is this possible? Welcome to America. Admitted by the killer, by the way, dude.
New developments tonight in the death of a teenager at a Foster County street dance.
According to court papers, it wasn't an accident, but they say a politically motivated attack. WDAY News reporter Matt Henson broke the story for you online today. He joins us live tonight for why the driver confessed to police. Matt?
Dan and Kirsten, according to court papers, moments before he was killed, 18-year-old Kaylor Ellingson called his mom to come rescue him because 41-year-old Shannon Brandt was chasing him in the city of McHenry, where the street dance had just wrapped up. The papers don't indicate how Kaylor Ellingson was being chased, but by the time his mom could get there, her son was dead.
I don't understand the differences.
41-year-old Shannon Brandt had a tough time understanding the charges against him.
By the way, play his testimony.
Vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a deadly accident.
How do you know if they're even telling the truth about what this guy's saying?
The one that called 911 to report the crash.
Police say it happened in this alley around 2:30 Sunday morning after the street dance. Court papers show Brandt told the 911 dispatcher that he just hit Kaylor Ellingson because the teen was part of a Republican extremist group and was calling people to come get Brandt after a political argument. Ellingson's mom told police her son called her just before the crash asking if she knew Brandt, and she said she did. She does not believe her son knew Brandt.
Still trying to determine exactly what all transpired at the time of the crash, but prior to that as well.
Police say Brandt was drunk when he hit and killed Ellingson with his SUV.
We do not know of any witnesses. We still are making attempts to interview potential witnesses from the street dance, people that were present prior to the crash happening.
A judge ordered Brandt held on $50,000 cash, which he objected, saying he's not a flight risk.
I have a job and a life and a house and things that I don't exactly want to see, go by the wayside. Family that are very important to me.
If convicted on the vehicular homicide charge alone, Brandt would face a minimum of 10 years in prison because of a DUI on his record. The max is 20, and troopers say as the investigation develops, they could recommend more serious charges. Reporting live, Matt.
Yeah, bro. Many such cases for decades, right? This is the Antifa Proud Boys thing in New York. They let their people off. We have to do the same, man. I'm not saying it in this case to this degree. I'm not saying that. There still needs to be justice, okay? But we need to help our friends and punish our enemies. That's the deal, yo. New York AG sues Donald Trump and 3 adult children for fraud. New York AG files fraud suit against Donald Trump. They're trying to get him so he can't own real estate for the next 5 years, I believe, in New York. Pled the fifth many, many times. Here's
We
Letitia
show that
James.
they violated several
Complete commie.
state criminal laws, including falsifying
There's like 7 of these suits now.
business records.
This is why we need to be ride or die Trump. Not why, but one of many reasons why. No, they don't hate DeSantis like that, man. They don't. Our enemies don't hate DeSantis in this way.
Issuing false financial statements, insurance fraud, and engaging in a conspiracy to commit each of these state law violations. We believe the conduct alleged in this action also violates federal criminal law, including issuing
So
false
I thought this
statements
was civil, man. This is criminal.
to financial institutions
But it's a suit, though. It's not an indictment.
and bank fraud.
It's crazy, man. It's just insane to the level at which they're going after Trump right now. Let's cover this one. We're almost done, folks. DHS chief says biggest terror threat is Americans radicalized by online narratives. The demonization of Americans continued on the anniversary of 9/11 when DHS chief Alejandro Mayorkas suggested the biggest terror threat was domestic extremists radicalized by false narratives propagated on online platforms. So again, us. Over 4,000 Twitter software engineers have access to private Twitter data, giving them the ability to dox users. The Twitter former VP of engineering, desperately trying to avoid answering the questions, eventually did confirm that yes, he could access users' personal data and location information when he was at the company, confirming whistleblower testimony from everywhere. I'm sorry, from yesterday. Sorry about that. DHS to spend almost $700,000 investigating radicalization in gaming. We're not in 2015 anymore, dude. We're not in 2012 anymore. People need to update their firmware so bad. When I hear people taking this dividing us position, they want us divided. We need unity. No, they don't. No, we don't. We do not want to be unified with these people. Well, it's like when you say we need unity. Okay, there's 3 words. Who's we? What is to need, and what is unity? We will not have unity with these people that are going after young gamers for saying words online. Okay? For it's going after us for just speaking online and trying to like form groups that aren't violent, that are just social clubs, that are just talking, that are just thinking. No. We do not need unity. DHS has awarded a $700,000 grant to terrorism and security researchers to study the cross-section of extremism and gaming. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Atlantic says Trump used memes to send thousands of people into battle against democracy itself, and the meme replies are fire, it says. How memes led to an insurrection. These memes are about to be so bad right now. Again, not effective. I'm a journalism. Oh, you're not good at your job. And yeah, these are just terrible, played out boomer memes, dude. It's not. People read The Atlantic. It says The Atlantic is already a parody magazine. Changed my mind. Like, no. People take it seriously. We need to become the media. Just calling out hypocrisy and calling them fools and stupid. They are foolish and stupid. But, dude, it's so much more than that. We need institutional change. The 2016 memes were fire. I wasn't even a Trump guy at the time, but I remember that. This is good. Don't let the autism fool you. The future belongs to us. That's a good meme. But that's not a current meme. That's about the meme war, man. Yeah, most of these are terrible. That's okay. I just have a soft spot in my heart for January 6th. Popular TikToker shows he was offered $400 by Democratic group to falsely slander Trump Republicans. There's so many of these people out there, man. Every one of these 100K plus follow peoples on usually they follow about 50,000 as well. Brooklyn Dad Defiant types. They're all getting paid, man. I didn't enjoy Ultra Mega and Nuclear are okay, but they're okay.
I was just offered $400 to make an anti-Donald Trump propaganda post related to the January 6th investigation that is
good he's speaking up about
completely not true. I should start out this video by saying I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, so that should give a little bit of context to where I'm coming from. I'm an attorney. I post legal news and analysis on related topics. Okay, here we go with the story. So first thing first, I get an email from somebody with the Good Info Foundation.
Yeah, this is principled person here.
We'll talk about them a little more in a minute. I'm going to refer to this person as Jane. Jane sent me a message letting me know she represented the Good Info Foundation and that she was willing to offer a paid collaboration to discuss some topics related to January 6th. I said, sure, why not? I'll learn some more. Jane says the Good Info Foundation will give me $400 to make a post on my page and then share it to Instagram. So you see that blue link? All right, here we're going to follow it. These are the specific requirements in order to obtain that $400 of how I should refer to the January 6th Capitol raid. Number 1, I must call this a criminal conspiracy. Number 2, I must say Trump Republicans were responsible. Number 3, I must frame it as
they want the specific wording. This is one of the things where you name search stuff on Twitter and they word it the same way every time.
Attack on my country, an attack on America or Americans, a criminal conspiracy, and a committed crime. I must attribute the matter to MAGA Republicans. I must make clear that this was ongoing and unresolved, and most importantly, that I must channel all of this unto the manipulation of voter agencies so that I could turn their anger around this event into defiance that would make people more likely to vote in midterms. And the thing that struck me the most was this part, where I was told to talk about the aspects of the Trump campaign's plan, and I was supposed to say that the Trump campaign paid literally millions of dollars to make January 6th happen. So I figured, maybe I missed something. So I said, hey, Jane, what is the basis for the claim that the Trump campaign itself paid millions of dollars to make the January 6th siege of the Capitol happen? Jane doesn't answer the question. Hi, Preston, if you don't want to state that in the video, it's fine. You don't have to use all the bullet points provided. So I kept going. Sure, I'm just wondering if there's support for that claim. Jane doesn't answer again. Let me know if you are interested and the rate works for you. Thanks so much. I'm not interested and the rate doesn't work for me. This is the Good Info Foundation. They boast on their homepage that good information is the lifeblood of a democracy.
Look at what words they use, man. And stop using them. Facebook spied on messages of conservatives questioning the 2020 election and sent them to the FBI. That's what they were talking about on Capitol Hill. Yeah, we already covered this, but new whistleblower information reveals that the FBI is moving agents off of the child sex abuse investigations to instead pursue political investigations. Yeah. So I think, we got about 10 minutes left. We're going to keep it a little bit light for a little bit. Need the lightness. This is a supercut or Biden, Trump together on 60
Created
Minutes.
the greatest economy in the history of our country.
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective.
The unemployment numbers for African Americans, for Asian Americans, for Hispanic Americans, virtually every number was the best.
Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
We had the best stock market price ever.
I got that, but guess what we are? We're in a position where for the last several months it hasn't spiked.
You know what? She deleted 33,000 emails.
How that could possibly happen? How anyone could be that irresponsible? And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? By that I mean names of people who helped, or et cetera. And it just...
I don't know if we can watch this. It's literally 60 minutes. Yeah, I'm rethinking that. Joe Biden says that he got to the Senate 720 years ago.
I say some of my colleagues have been around long. How long we've been fighting for them? How long we've been taking on these interests? From the time I got to the Senate 720 years ago.
See, that's on purpose, man. People got to wake up on this Biden gaffe thing. Like, that was on purpose. Some of them aren't. A lot of them are.
Years ago.
That's not because he's stupid. He might be stupid. He might be senile. But that is on purpose. There wasn't a slip. There wasn't a stutter. People need to wake up on this senile Biden thing. This is just terrible. I was talking about people like this earlier with these paid bots, not bots, but paid shills over there on Twitter. This lady from The Bachelor. Do you know who this lady is? JoJo from Jers. If you guys have Twitter, you might know who she is. She's insufferable. People are asking if Joe Biden smells good. And listen to this paragraph. This might make you throw up. So, he smelled like the warmest cup of cocoa on the perfect snowstorm night when the cable is out and the lights flicker and your kids want you to play with them after not wanting that forever. And the house is abuzz with excitement and connectedness and love and nostalgia like that. Ugh. Just ugh. They're not good writers either. Joe Biden demands end to special immunity for social media platforms who allow the spread of hate as he promises. See, they punish and it's not about rules necessarily. It's not about system. They punish the people that are their enemies and they help their friends. They're not opposed to that's him trying to crack down on social media censorship, man, against us. It is about us and them. There's this 60-minute stuff. This is just garbage. He said the pandemic is over. Based. Nancy Pelosi tried to walk it back. Whatever. Biden committed troops to Taiwan. Whatever. Slop. Here's what I'm here for. Donald Trump is better at insulting his own friends than Joe Biden is at insulting his own enemies.
Sending migrants to
Oopsie.
Delaware. Do you have any comment or response to that, sir?
He should come visit. We have a beautiful shoreline.
It's just the mainstream thing is just trash. Just trash. We rejected the elites. They were wrong, says DeSantis. It's kind of a funny story right here. Gavin Newsom might be our next president, by the way. He probably is going to be the Democratic nominee. I'm calling it. Called it a couple months ago. Gavin Newsom's in-laws fled to Florida during the pandemic, and now they're donating to Ron DeSantis' re-election bids. Keck. People's description of what Biden actually smells like is very good in the chat. Keep those coming, please. Maybe we'll cool down with this one. Oh, this was deleted? Oh. Some of this stuff we got to save for next time. Some of this funny stuff. Yeah, I keep punting this down the road. Oh, boy. Oh, big news. Oh, boy. Here's how we'll cool down with this one, guys. Here's Dash Dobrovsky. We talked about this last week. But he's a just psycho. This guy is he's just a psycho, dude. Oh, boy. Oh. This is a classic right here. Oh, boy. And so I pointed this out on my live stream earlier that this is not a supercut. This is them scrolling his TikTok in order. And every one of this guy's videos starts exactly the same way. Well, he's got like 5 or 6 different things. And he was a handsome lad, didn't really look weird 3 years ago. Liberalism just made his physiognomy go to trash. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, big news, oh boy, big news. I haven't heard big news, oh boy. CNN is more, so Donald Trump, oh boy, oh man. Here's a video of so Donald, big news, Donald Trump, big news, Donald Trump, oh boy, the DO, big news, oh boy. So Donald Trump, oh boy, so Donald Trump, oh boy. Oh. And yes, we're watching it again. Oh boy, oh boy, big news. Oh boy, big news. I haven't heard big news. Oh boy, CNN is more. So Donald. That one right there. Look at that. Look at that one. Watch correctly weekly. I need to get this guy on the show. I would love to interview this guy. Boy, CNN is more. So Donald Trump. Oh boy. Oh man. Here's a video of so Donald. Big news. Donald Trump. Big news. Donald Trump. Oh boy. The DO. Big news. Oh boy. So Donald Trump. Oh boy. So Donald Trump. Oh boy. Big news. Love you guys. See ya, y'all. I gotta go. Thank you for joining us at Correct Wing Weekly. Follow my social media, especially my YouTube. I do a cool live stream. See you when I see you. I'll post it there. Thanks, Frank, for posting it. Thank you, Frank, for having me. As always, uploads go to the Last American Pubcast. The Last American Pubcast. Say it with me, folks. The Last American Pubcast. See you next week. Normal time, 5 p.m. Steven is my name. Streaming is my game. Follow my YouTube, my Twitter, all those good things. Thank you for being a willing audience today. I know I go hard, but I mean every word I say. See you when I see you.